result of the Treaty of Versailles, the German city of Danzig has fallen under the control of the League of Nations, isolated from its motherland, Germany. Such has been the objective of the Poles, consumed by their desire to conquer. Protected by the British guarantee, Poland's threats are becoming more and more difficult to bear for the men of Danzig, who are preparing to fight. Weapons in hand, they are forced to safeguard the borders of their homeland against Polish attacks. During these engagements, some family men have been cut down by Polish ambushes. This is the funeral of Josef Wessel, a Nazi stormtrooper killed by Polish soldiers. Worse yet was the terror maintained by the Poles against the defenseless German people, who, following the Treaty of Versailles, were forced to adopt Polish nationality against their will. Thousands fled the Poles to reach free German soil. The farms they left behind were systematically destroyed and set on fire. These unbearable provocations reached such a state that even Reich territories did not escape the violence. After a surprise attack on Gleiwitz radio station, the Poles even pounded the open city of Beuthen with their artillery. In a time of peace, Poland has used bombs and grenades to launch surprise attacks in civilian areas. At dawn, there was suddenly a terrible blast which awoke all three of us, me, my wife and my son. We jumped out of bed and I rushed to the door. I saw planes disappearing, about 5 or 6 of them, in the direction of the Polish border. Just look at the damage they caused to the house. The hypocritical English considered these obvious violations of the peace to be sensible behavior. They wanted to encourage their Polish comrades to defy Germany. And now, in the interests of British world power and to the detriment of other countries, they are orchestrating the Second World War. In front of the whole world, they are pretending that they want to use diplomatic channels to solve the fundamental issues of Germany's fate. For 20 years, Britain has rejected every single peace proposal. Now, faced with grave threats from Poland, Danzig declares its independence on the 1st of September. Our envoy to the League of Nations, Professor Burkhardt, has left his office. For the first time in Danzig, we see flags bearing swastikas on the roofs of public buildings. But armed groups of Poles are still mounting a resistance campaign from within the city's post office. The men of Danzig use an armored car to put an end to this resistance. On the day Danzig's independence was proclaimed, the Führer summoned the men of the Reichstag. He declared that he had spent 2 days waiting in vain for a Polish negotiator to discuss German proposals, and that from now on, any Polish attack would be answered with German artillery. At the same time, the first German troops march into a newly liberated Danzig. Throughout the Reich, people are preparing themselves against the threat of war from Britain and its vassals. Everybody is organizing anti-aircraft defenses. Members of the Hitler Youth are working to protect the famous Pergamon altar sculptures from aerial attack. Our anti-aircraft defenses are protecting the German skies. Reservists have been called to arms. The German armament industry is working to full capacity. Meanwhile, our troops have advanced towards the border between Germany and Poland to prepare for a counterattack. This is how we are breaking through the borders that the apostles of Versailles thought they could use to separate our German countrymen from their Reich. After 3 days, they had already moved 100 kilometers into Polish territory. And despite tough road obstacles and constant fighting, they had succeeded in moving forward more than 30 kilometers a day. The Luftwaffe has carried out numerous daring attacks to destroy enemy airfields and strategic lines of communication. In just a few days, they gain control of Polish airspace. Bombs falling on Westerplatte. The plateau is extremely well defended by the Poles, with fortifications equipped with all sorts of weapons. A Polish stronghold in the center of Danzig territory. The warship Schleswig-Holstein opens fire on Westerplatte. As they retreat, the Poles burn down houses and farms belonging to defenseless Germans. They try to delay the German advance by rigging explosives on bridges. The Great Bridge at Dirschau has been completely destroyed. Everywhere, engineers are at work, and in a short while our troops advance over the newly repaired bridges. Our soldiers are marching on an uninterrupted victory parade. Their hearts filled with joy, the liberated German population welcomes them warmly. The terror of the Polish regime is finally over.